Welcome to another episode of Does It Hold Up? On this episode, we're reviewing Groundhog Day! That's right, it's the Bill Murray classic Groundhog Day coming up.
Yeah, watching old movies, gonna see if it holds up.
Alright, in this Bill Murray classic, he teams up with his old buddy from Ghostbusters, Harold Ramis, who co-wrote, produced, and directs this movie, while also having a small cameo as the Doctor. And I love this movie. It's classic. Bill Murray does what he does best, and that's he kind of acts like a jerk, but you still like him. And this movie's no different. So Bill Murray in this movie is a weatherman in Pittsburgh, and every year he gets sent off to Puxatawny so that he could do this Groundhog Day festival where they pull the groundhog out of the box and they talk to him and they see if he sees his shadow and if there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. And he despises it, but he's got to do it one last year. And so, as usual, he's got his cameraman Larry, who he's headed out there with, along with the new producer, Rita, played by Andie MacDowell. So they get to Puxatawny and they get right to it. They basically get you into this day that you're going to see repeat over and over again. So he wakes up at the bed and breakfast. He goes down and has coffee and runs into the lady that's running it. He walks down the street towards Gobbler's Knob. Gobbler's Knob kind of sounds a little dirty, doesn't it? And he runs into Needle-Nosed Ned, and then he gets to the festival and he does his report. And then they're on their way out and they run into the snowstorm and they have to turn back. He takes a cold shower, goes back to bed, and then all over again it starts up with Sonny and Cher, and that's how it goes over and over again. At first, Phil doesn't know what's going on. He's lost. He's confused. He thinks he's going crazy. He sees a doctor. He sees a psychiatrist. He gets a little bit depressed there until finally he realizes, wait a minute, I'm repeating the same day over again and there are no consequences. It all starts over. And that's when he gets the idea where he can basically do whatever he wants. And so he takes the drunk guys on a wild police chase before he gets thrown in the slammer. Boom, wakes up in his bed. It starts all over again. Then he figures out that he can go steal a bag of money from the armored truck. So he does that, and he's cruising around in fancy cars and just spending money all over the place, living it up. Then he gets the idea to go and pick up the ladies. And so he sees this girl at the coffee shop, and he asks her some questions so that he can kind of work on his pickup. And then the next day, he sees her at Gobbler's Knob, and he picks her up and convinces her that he went to high school with her and hooks up with her. So he thinks, oh, well, that was easy. He can go ahead and pull that same move on Rita, the producer. But as much as he tries, as many times as he goes out with her and learns what she likes, she's not that easy. And he can't have her. And that really depresses him. That's when we get to the point where he is giving up. Now he's jumping off of bell towers and stepping in front of buses. He's basically killing himself over and over again. And, based on dialogue throughout the movie, you feel like we probably see this day happen, or parts of days happen, maybe 20 times, but it seems like it's going on forever. Bill Murray must have done this, or his character must have been through this day hundreds and hundreds of times, based on the conversations he's had. And then finally he comes to the realization that, you can't trick true love, because ultimately that's what this movie is. It's a love story between him and Rita. He falls in love with Rita, but one day wasn't enough for him to capture her heart. But when he stops all the games and he stops all the shenanigans, that's when he opens up and she realizes that she loves him too. And what I really like about this movie, just like every Bill Murray movie, is how cool he is. Bill Murray's just a cool guy, right? He learns how to play the piano, and he's running the town and everybody loves him because he's cool. He's a cool guy, and I think that's the persona of Bill Murray in real life as well. Like, that's why everybody loves Bill Murray, because he is a cool guy and everybody wants to hang out with him because, he's kind of just laid back and cool. And that's what he gets to at the end of this movie. He just becomes that cool guy that everybody loves. All right, so the big question is, does Groundhog Day hold up? The answer is yes, it does. I love this movie. I like to watch it over and over again every once in a while, just like the movie. There's not a lot of movies like this. I think this brings some creativity. There is one movie that's kind of similar to that, and that's The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, which Heath's brother Colby just brought up in our live stream the other day, and I think he made a good point. That's a pretty good movie too, so maybe I'll go back and see if it holds up. It's not as old as this one, but it's been a few years since I've seen it, so I might go check that one out. Well, all right, that is the episode today. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Do you like Bill Murray as much as I do? As much as most people do? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you didn't like this movie, or maybe you have a different opinion than me. Go ahead and put that in the comments as well. I want to hear what you have to say. Give me a little like down here. Maybe it's over here on this side. I can't remember. And, as always, subscribe to The Dumb Guys. Well, that's it. Stay dumb.
Dumb guys.